This is interesting. Just really quickly, I'm going to get your thoughts on this. And you touched on this before. Tyler Rogers says he wants us to talk about the growing discontent with the show. I think it will end happily, but is it worth all the sadness so far? Now, I'm just going to say really quickly, I don't think that we're going to get a typical happy ending on this series. I don't necessarily think it'll be like full-scale apocalypse by the end of it, but I think that George R. R. Martin set out very specifically not to write your typical A, B, C, you know, following a very formulaic narrative, ending with a happy ending tale. That's not what we're going to get. We're going to get a surprise ending. Maybe it'll be bittersweet. I don't think it'll be ultimately happy.
I think bittersweet's the word I would go to too, because I don't think it will be the everyone dies ending, and I don't think it'll be the White Walkers overrun everyone and that's it. There will be, you know, someone of some nobility, nobility not in their lineage, but of someone that we have some respect for, I think, leading, and there will be some triumphs, but it will certainly be bittersweet, not just in the terms of there will be death and sacrifice, because we're 5 years in and we've seen plenty, but in terms of what do they have to give up of themselves, of like, you know, the fact that you can't have it all in a very big way.
These are hard
you know?
choices, and that's what we see over and over again, and sacrifice happens, not literal. Figurative sacrifice happens, sometimes literal sacrifice happens. Is it too depressing to watch? Not for me. I think this is great character work, and it does create pain, but there's moments of exaltant moments too, and I do think it's very much worth still watching.
Not for me either, but I understand that it's pushed it pretty far, especially this season, to a point where I can understand if someone's like, you know, this is really depressing. Like, you know, this isn't what I look for for weekly TV. And it's not, everything isn't extremes. So me saying that isn't like, you should be watching some stupid sitcom. It's like, no, it's like, I think people knew that this was going to be a, you know, dark, complex show. But, you know, when you see a guy, you know, kill his sweet little girl, it can be a little much for you. That being said, I'm all in, but I do think, you know, we've talked a lot about how we think Benioff and Weiss are looking towards the end more than ever, and want to wrap this show up in the next couple of years.
They're driving us there.
Yeah, and I think that they know too. Like, we're now shifting to a point that it's time to start aiming towards the end game.
Yeah.
You know?